Hey everybody, welcome to the newest episode of The Bearded Gamer Show. As always, I am your host, The Bearded Gamer. You see it's getting a little scraggly, but you know what? It's freaking cold outside. It's like snowy and stuff, so, you know, the extra winter coat is good for me right now. Before we get into the news, I'll talk a little bit about the website. Got a new forum going to be launching on beardedgamershow.com, as well as a new way to comment. Currently, we've only had Facebook commenting, and coming with the forums will be the ability to log in and post as well on the comments. And also let you know, we're on YouTube. Pretty much every video goes out to N4G and Dig and Reddit, all over the place, and of course on Facebook and on Twitter too. All right, good news, bad news. First up, a piece of good news, at least for the makers of these 5 games. The Writers Guild Awards nominees have come out, and for the past few years they have had a video game section, which is awesome. And so this year's nominees are Assassin's Creed Revelations, Batman Arkham City, Brink, Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception, and Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat? Really? I mean, really? Did you play that game? Because I played it. In fact, I reviewed it. And I said, for the fighting game genre, it's the best story ever. It's huge. It's like an 8-hour campaign mode. And it's fantastic for a fighting game. It doesn't hold a candle to these other... It's like every bad B-movie action cliche thrown into an 8-hour long story-ish thing with a whole lot of fighting. It's not good. Really, Writers Guild? Well, you're just running out of nominees. They've got really stringent, you have to do this and this and this and jump over, the moon on the 6th day of, February or something in order to qualify for these awards. But really? I could name half a dozen games off the top of my head that had better stories than that. Damn. All right. On to some just straight up news, all right? So... Call of Duty is this massive, massive entertainment property. Set all these sort of world records as the biggest entertainment property in the world. They just sell so many. Well, apparently last year in the UK, Call of Duty was the 2nd biggest entertainment property, second to Adele. Yeah. Slightly rotund, but very beautiful, very, very talented singer-songwriter. Actually sold like more than 1 million more copies of her album than Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 moved last year. So not in terms of money, but just in terms of the sheer number of people who bought it. It leads me to wonder about the UK people. Do the women really have the men that much more whipped? Or, are they just patriotic because Adele is British? Or maybe it's just true that the British have just more refined taste than we do, that they would rather listen to sad, sad songs than shoot bad guys in a digital world. The world may never know. Some bad news, all right? Now, Microsoft had announced for a while that they were working on a streaming television service for the Xbox 360 and some other devices. Now, they pretty much had the technology done, and then they went to go and find out how much it would cost to get the licensing for broadcast television, and found out it was a little too rich for their blood. And this is Microsoft, of all people, too rich for their blood. And so currently, the whole project is basically just going into hibernation. They're not moving forward with it at all. It's just, at this point, just too expensive for them to move forward with this Microsoft streaming TV thing. So that kind of sucks. However, Verizon Fios is already available through Xbox 360, and coming soon this year, supposedly, we're going to get Comcast Xfinity. So you'll be able to get a limited amount of programming if you're already a cable subscriber through one of those 2 services. So at least we have that, but darn on the TV streaming. That would have been nice. All right, finish off with some good news. Now, OnLive has announced, and they've already launched this, an app for Google Smart TVs. In fact, my girlfriend has one of them. That's really cool. Now, currently the app is just a viewer, but OnLive always does that. When they first launch onto a new platform, it's just a viewer. You can watch brag clips, you can watch people play, you can browse, but you can't actually play yet. But they, of course, are working up to that, where it will be a full-on video game player using OnLive through your smart television. So no console required. I'm sure there will be a controller, but it just hooks up to your TV and you're going. Now, they're also saying that this is going to be shipped as a just already installed with new Google Smart TVs in the very near future. And it's going to replace the micro console app that the smart TVs currently are using. So it's pretty exciting news for OnLive. I'm excited for it because while OnLive may not be the absolute best service, there's still some lag issues and it's not the absolute best graphics because of the streaming nature of it. It's still getting these hardcore games, some great games in fact, out to a much larger audience of non-traditional gamers. And I just think, exposing more and more people to great games is always a good thing. Period. All right, enough with the news. Time for some comic books with the pull list. All right, so as always, I'll remind you, Wednesday is New Comic Book Day. Go to your local comic book shop. There is a comic book finder online, or comic book shop finder online, if you're not sure where the closest one is. Stop in on Wednesday, meet your local comic book guru, and pick up these books. They're going to be awesome. First up, Blue Beetle #5. Now, Blue Beetle's been, I think, a decent title since it launched. It's a little different concept since, the relaunch, the whole 52 relaunch. It's this alien weapon, the whole suit of armor, the Blue Beetle suit. It's been okay so far, but this new episode or issue I'm really digging. I read a preview of it. Looks really cool, and it's sort of like Spider-Man's symbiote suit or the Spawn suit. The suit itself mortally wounds one of the Blue Beetle's friends, and sort of acting on its own, and it's just a real nice piece of storytelling, real tough situation, and I think that the book is getting a lot deeper, digging a lot deeper into the new characters that it's introduced in this new Blue Beetle series. So it's a great time to pick it up and jump in on that one and check it out. Next up, Lord of the Jungle #1. Now, this is way outside the realm of what I normally read, but I read a preview. Alex Ross cover, hello, great. But beyond that, it just really seemed like a cool book. It's a retelling of the old school Edgar Rice Burroughs Tarzan story. But this is, they're saying it's unedited. It's just really going to capture that savagery that Tarzan really had. And it's something, the Disney-esque kind of stuff we've had, or the George of the Jungle stuff, is all very, fun and games and completely sidesteps the savagery that was in Burroughs' original book. And this is trying to retell that original story with its savagery intact and some new storytelling aspects to it as well. And so if you're a fan of Tarzan, you definitely want to pick this up. It's going to be a great, great read. Next recommendation, Moon Knight #9. Look at that cover. Seriously. I want to own it just because of that cover. That's freaking brilliant. But anyway, anytime Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev get together on a book, it is solid gold. Has been every single time, and this is no exception. Now, this new Moon Knight has already been, he's darker and deeper than what we've gotten used to. I always thought Moon Knight for the longest time was sort of a Batman knockoff. Not this one. He's been a whole different ballgame, and it's been a great read so far. And, they're promising in this issue that someone will die. Someone will die that's important enough that it's going to be felt all over the Marvel Universe, all the way to Avengers Tower. So they're trying to hint at what's going to happen in some really big showdown in Los Angeles. And looks like just a great read, real fun, action-packed issue. Just go pick it up. Jump in on Moon Knight. It's a great title to read right now. All right, final recommendation, Steed and Mrs. Peel #1. Now, this is Grant Morrison taking on the Avengers. Now, I'm not talking about the Marvel Universe Avengers. I'm talking about the British television show Avengers, right? Okay, so way out of left field for comics, but it's a great property that, to me, has had some really brilliant moments and has had some really crappy moments, these old school British spy Avengers. And now Grant Morrison, just fantastic, fantastic comic book writer, is jumping in on two of people's favorite characters from that Avengers with Steed and Mrs. Peel. And it just looks really cool, sort of sci-fi British spy thing, and it's really fun title, and Grant Morrison brings the perfect amount of wit and cleverness to this title. I can't recommend it enough. I really enjoyed reading the preview issue, and go pick it up. Absolutely recommend it. All right, enough with comic books. Once again, support your local comic book shop. It's a struggling industry, needs all the help it can get. Let's finish up with some nerd TV. So The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, one of my favorite games, one of your favorite games. It's got so many memes on the internet, it's freaking crazy. But it takes place in this fictitious world long, long ago. You know, there's no electricity, there was very few complex machines. People live simpler times, simpler lives, you know, other than magic and dragons and, you know, all that stuff. Whatever. But anyway, it's an old-fashioned kind of thing. But a couple guys on YouTube, in fact, the YouTube sensation known as Grow Bro Pros, a couple of twin brothers, decided, you know, let's find out what would Skyrim be like if it was set in modern day, right? Hilarious video, awesome video. I just got a kick out of this thing. Now I'm just going to show you about a minute and a half of it. It's a 4 or 5 minute long video. I highly recommend you go to YouTube. You can search for Grow Bro Pros. That's kind of hard to say. GROBROPROS, or just search for Skyrim 2012 on YouTube, and you'll find this video as well. And, you know, watch their whole video, give them some props, give them some likes, some subscriptions. Fantastic video, and people who make fantastic videos deserve lots of love. So check it out, and we'll see you next time. Hey, stop that. That was strange.
Hey! Did you see the bucket on his head?
I know,
He didn't even know.
I know. I saw it. But look what I got.
Is that a coin purse?
Coin purse. Here you go. Look what else I got.
Is that a potion of haggling?
Potion of haggling. And
Gregathor's not gonna know it in him.
I know. Look.
Amulet of Speechcraft. Plus 30 Speechcraft nonetheless. That's fine.
This shop's been here for over 2,000 years, ever since it was built by my great grandfather, Bellathor. Some folks call this stuff junk, but I call them treasures.
Wait a second. You thief! My coin purse! Rifting again.
Do come back.
Dragonthor, they sweet.